Okay, so I've put a bit of primer on these. I put a bit of black down, and then I sprayed it with silver. The silver looks more matte than I expected. There's some parts that sort of, like here is matte and here is a bit glossy. Maybe that's the way I sprayed, or it's quite cold and humid out there where I was spraying, so maybe that had something to do with it. But the next step I'm doing is putting a bit of shade on there, going with the Northern oil. So give it a good shake. I found with these bigger tubs especially, the longer you've got them, they tend to get a build-up of stuff in the bottom. You know, maybe like a residue from other paints, or could even just be like water blending with the mix, affecting the ratio of oils or something in there. But it tends to leave this sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. It's kind of like a precipitation of something inside it, and it means that when you're getting low in the tub, it can, if it's not sort of shaken up regularly, that stuff in the bottom leaves a really dark, I guess, result when you're doing your shading. Whereas something like a new tub is like, it fits into the recesses quite well and doesn't leave as dark, like a really dark matte kind of shade. So the point of advice would be try to keep your washers shaken every now and again. Just shake them up. You probably think I'm using mountains of this stuff, and you're right. I think with a Necron you can probably be a bit more liberal with your use of washers, because you pretty much cover the whole model. Yeah, you could probably get away with dipping it in there if you were such inclined. I guess the only real sort of trick to these specific models is when you're doing the chest. You can see that, but these chest bits here, they're like little rib indents, and if you go over the whole thing too quickly, the surface tension in the shade doesn't catch into the base of that little rib, so it forms a bubble, like a little cap over the top of it. So you got to sort of jam it in there by just sort of pushing your brush around a bit into the recess. Once it's in there, it wets the base of that indent, and then you just slide your brush over the top and it covers it properly. I've already done 9 of the other models, so I'm just finishing this step up now, and I'm kind of just winging this thing now. I haven't really decided on a colour scheme yet, and I guess whatever colour scheme I end up going with is going to dictate what the entire army looks like. So I've had a bit of a think, but I don't know. Maybe I was thinking maybe doing a bit of bronze shoulders or something, and repeating that throughout the army in different ways. I'll see how I go with that. That looks like it's about ready. So I think it was the first one I did tonight. You can see it's kind of quite dark when it dries out. So I'm going to give that a bit of a dry brush. But I think, I don't know, maybe before I dry brush it I might even paint those shoulders and see how I go. But yeah, I'll be back with that in a minute.